All right, it's been about 10 hours. I just took my dough out of the fridge. As you can see, between sitting on the counter and sitting in the fridge, it rises quite a bit. So now I'm gonna leave it on the counter for 1 to 2 hours until it gets to room temperature. Okay, it's been about 2 hours of the dough resting. It's at room temperature. So now I am going to butter, or you can grease your bread pans. This recipe makes 2 loaves. Okay, uncover your dough. You can kind of push it down to help release all of the gas and then dump it out. This makes 2 loaves, so I'm going to split the dough in half and separate. Okay, the way I roll up my sandwich bread, you're going to put it out in a rectangle. I don't care if mine are super pretty, so it's not gonna be perfect. You bring it in to about 2/3 of the way. You grab this end. Make sure you try and pinch the seams together so it doesn't separate as much while baking. I'm gonna scoop it up, put the seam side down in your baking pan. Once you have your 2 loaves shaped, you're gonna cover them back and let them rest for 1 hour, and then it's time to bake. It has been about an hour. They have nice and risen. I'm gonna take the shower cap off, put them in the oven on 400 for anywhere from 35 to 40 minutes. Everyone's oven is a little bit different. Mine is precisely 37 minutes. You also need to score the top of them. What I prefer to do is put them in for 7 minutes, take them out, score them a little bit, and then you'll put it back in the oven for the next 30 minutes. It's been about 7 minutes. I'm gonna go through, you wanna do a pretty deep score. This bread expands quite a bit while it's cooking, so if you don't score it, then it will rip open, kind of tear apart there. Letting it cook just a few minutes is really helpful. You can get a deeper score without as much of a mess. The top is a little bit more thick already, but it's still very, very doughy. So now we put it back in the oven for the remainder of the time. About a total of 37 minutes, so I took them out of the oven. Now you just want to coat them in lots of butter. You can get a whole stick and just melt it on there. This keeps the crust from getting too thick when you go to eat it. And after that, it's best to let it cool before you cut into it, as it's still kind of cooking a little internally. But sometimes we end up eating the fresh warm loaf before it's cooled off, and then we have one to keep. Hope you enjoy.